How do and welcome back. Today I'm reviewing a commercial beer from a family owned brewery, a small brewery in Norfolk called Woodforde's. These were set up in 1981 and I believe they were home brewers and they just decided to start a brewery. The beer I've got today is pretty much iconic in the homebrew world, and it's the Woodforde's Wherry, and they've been brewing this since 1981. It's one of the first beers that they brewed, and it's won awards. The Champion Beer of Britain award comes in at 3.8%, and it's a very traditional English ale. So let me open the can, we'll do a pour and we'll see what it's all about. I'll explain why it's a very popular beer in the homebrew community here in the UK after I've done my review. And as it's a traditional English beer, I thought I'd use a traditional English pub glass. Look at that. We call them barrel glasses in the UK. Very heavy. In fact, a lot of pubs don't use them anymore because of the weight. If there was a bit of a problem, a bit of a fight broke out in the pub with the handle, these can be a nasty weapon. So a lot of pubs don't use them anymore. But I'm pleased to say they seem to be making a comeback. I know my favourite pub in Blackburn, it's called the Drummer's Arms, and it's a real ale focused pub, and all their real ales they always have about 6 on, and 5 or 6, and they all serve them in these barrel glasses, traditional English barrel glass. Right, now on the packaging it describes this as a amber ale, and that's where I would have to disagree. This is a copper coloured beer to me. It's got a nice one finger of head, very clear as you would imagine from a commercial brewery, and yeah, the aroma is really zesty, lemon and orange. That's the first thing you can smell. Now, being a 3.8% beer, it's not going to be, huge aroma, but you definitely pick up that zestiness. To really, oops, that was my light. Oh, I can still be seen, so I'm going to carry on. Right, so yes, back on script. Well, there's no script with mine, but you know what I mean. The show will go on. Right, yeah, so very zesty, almost to the point that it's overpowering any malt, because I'm not really smelling any malt, and there is that distinctive English ale dryness, that what I call an earthy dryness. There's also a YouTube reviewer. He's been on YouTube for donkey's years. He's an American. I don't know how you pronounce his surname. I think it's Ronald Thoreau or something like that. He's from New Orleans, but occasionally he'll get an imported English ale, and he calls that very unique English aroma cellar mould. But it's a musty, earthy, dry aroma that all these traditional English ales seem to have. Anyway, I'm going to dive in. Cheers. Another thing that Ronald Thoreau pointed out when he was trying, I forgot which one it was, he was trying, I think it was something like a John Smith's or something like that, but he was saying that despite this such a low ABV with these English beers, they can really, get a lot of flavour out of everything. And this is very similar. It's only 3.8%, but there's a lot of flavour in there. And don't forget, alcohol is a flavour enhancer, so you would think the higher the ABV, the more the flavour, but they've really done a good job at getting all the flavour out of the ingredients. It starts off with a nice, pardon me, with a nice roasty caramel malt flavour, and then it quickly follows the nose, so you get this nice zestiness, this citrusiness, orange, and then it goes to this satisfying bitterness at the back end. On the packaging it talks about marmalade, but I'm not really picking up marmalade, but it's got that citrus, that orange peel, lemon peel flavour to it, and then that really nice satisfying dry bitterness at the back end. That, for 3.8%, is a cracking beer. The flavour that they managed to coax out of all the ingredients for such a low ABV is remarkable. That's really satisfying, and it is really a quintessential English. Well, they call it an amber ale. It's a bitter. It's a quintessential English pub bitter. And it's really nice. So, why is this such a classic in the homebrew community? For one simple reason. Let me show you this. You can actually make this beer at home. So many years ago, Woodforde's teamed up with Muntons, who I think are the biggest distributor of homebrew equipment in the UK. Homebrew equipment, homebrew kits. I've made some. The Oak Ale, for example, was a Muntons, and the Smuggler's Ale was Muntons. But Muntons also do these contract beer kits, and this is the Woodforde's Wherry. This is the beer kit for this beer. And for many people in the UK, it's the first kit they buy, because it also comes as a beginner set, where you can get the bucket and it'll have Wherry on the side of it. You get your spoon and your hydrometer and all of this. I didn't. I started with Cooper's, because a guy I was watching on YouTube, Craig from Craig's Tube, he always used to brew Cooper's, so I just brew Cooper's. But many people will actually brew this as their very first beer, and everyone says it's a really good beer. But what I haven't seen anybody do is a side by side. So I've already put this on. It's a 2-can kit. It comes with 12 grams of yeast, 2 sachets, and I've brewed it exactly to the instructions, 23 litres. And what I intend to do is next month, when it's finished, I'm going to give it all the time it needs, give it a good chance. I'm going to actually do a side by side with the beer, and we'll see how it tastes. Now, they don't just do Woodforde's Wherry. You can buy, well, Woodforde's have like a core range. They do lots and lots of different styles. They do West Coast IPAs and craft beers, but it seems to be the core beers are the traditional English, and there's 5 of them that they make the kits for. So I plan to do one a month, go through the kits, buy the beer. I have to buy it from the brewery because it's only a small brewery, so they don't really have a big distribution. Outside really Norfolk, I don't think you can buy them. You certainly can't buy these in the north of England. You certainly won't see it on tap in a pub. So, well, not tap, or cask. So I have to buy it from the brewery. They have an online shop. Now what's interesting is they also advertise the kits on the online shop. So when you go to the Wherry webpage and you say, oh yeah, I'll put an order in, they've got this like recommended section on the webpage, and hey ho, there's your kit. Do you want to make this at home? Which I think is really good, because usually a brewery, I think, would just want to be selling its beer. But they're actually saying, no, 50p a bottle you can buy. You can buy and make it your own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these 5 different beers that they have, and just do one a month. So once a month I'll review the commercial version, and I will brew the beer, and then the next month I will review the next beer, but I'll review the beer from the previous month. So in March I will review this, the Woodforde Wherry's beer kit, side by side with the Woodforde's Wherry. Next month I'm going to do their dark old ale, which is called Nog, Norfolk Nog, N-O-G, funny name. Then again, Wherry's funny name, isn't it? So I'll do that next month. I'll brew it next month, and then that'll be reviewed in March, side by side with the commercial version, and so on. They do a couple of they say strong ales. It's strong compared to 3.8. It's about 5% beer. That's Admiral's Reserve. Then there's Nelson's Revenge, and then they do like a summer beer as well, like a gold. I forgot the name of it now, but it's a golden ale, and again they have the kits for them all. So it'll be a nice little series. It'll take me up into the summer, halfway through the year, and of course alongside that I'll also be doing my monthly dry malt extract beer. But yeah, I like clones. I like making clones in the kettle. I like brewing clones with kits, like with the Morgan's Pacific Pale Ale, the Stone and Woods, because I think as a home brewer it's a good way of like sort of judging your skill, how far you've come in the hobby by making a known beer and then testing it side by side. Now with kits, of course, a lot of the work's being taken out of your hands, but you can still stuff them up, you know. But I like clones. I think it's a good barometer of where you are in the hobby as a home brewer. So that's what I'm going to plan to do. And of course, the first brew I intend to make in the kettle is a clone. It's going to be the Abbot Ale, although not strictly a clone because I'm using an older recipe and it's changed a lot, but it's still a clone brew. So yeah, nice little series. The Woodforde's breweries kit beers, but actually doing side-by-side taste tests with the commercial version, just to see how close they are. Reviewers of this that have done their own side-by-side, not on YouTube, they've actually said that it is actually, the Wherry is actually very close to this, and if it is, I'm going to enjoy it because this is a really good beer. For a sessionable 3.8% traditional English bitter, that is excellent. Right, thanks very much for watching. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm going to enjoy this now, and then I'll go in for my dinner. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.